growth capital firms tend to invest in firms, in companies that are profitable and growing and don't need money, which sounds like a little bit of an oxymoron. But these are companies that have been bootstrapped. Um, Maybe they've raised a little bit of angel financing. Because of the limited capital resources these companies have had, they've had to get to profitability and cash flow a lot faster. And what happens is that these companies are growing, and the rate of growth can be anything from 15% to 30, 40%. But that rate of growth is typically capped because the only resources you have to fund, whether it's additional product investment, sales, marketing spend, is just what's on your balance sheet. And so you're typically capital constrained. But there are a small number of them where the entrepreneur realizes he or she or they have the ability to potentially grow this into a much larger company if they had capital. And in addition to the capital, what they really are looking for is know-how. Because as a entrepreneur that has built a company, and most of these companies, by the way, they're not in the venture capital hotbeds, because if they were there, they would have raised venture capital. And so there comes a point where that team, the entrepreneurs, the owners of business, have to make a choice. Do they continue to grow at that 15, 20% rate and own 100% of their business? Or do they try and find a partner who, in addition to capital, more importantly, brings resources and know-how where they can grow their business at a much faster rate? And instead of trundling along at 10, 15, 20 million revenue, they have a real shot of being $100 to $200 million revenue business. And it's at that point where the entrepreneurs have to make a choice, right? Is that, do they give up part of their company? So in return for having these resources, they sell a portion of the business to an external growth equity firm, or do they continue owning 100% of a company, which potentially could, be a much smaller business than it has the potential to be?